Yeesh. Good morning, Crow Girl. How are you today? Microphone is plugged in. Oh man. This has been an absolutely insane week. Good, but insane. Left hip is pissy. Alright, is it you did something to it pissy, or is it just grumpy because weather and whatnot? Because if it's that you did something to it, I don't want to overwork it trying to fix it, because that can make it worse. Yeah, and this week has been nuts because my parents have been in town and we've been doing all the things. Hard telling. If I lay on my left side, it howls. Okay. Okay. We're gonna go easy on it then. Good morning, Fashion Theory. How are you doing? Sucks because I'm a side sleeper. Do you normally lay on your left side? Can you lay on your right side? Or rather, did you lay on your right side and have your left knee down? Because that could make your hip grumpy. My everything is tired and grumpy and sore because we've done so much. Yep, with a pillow under it, but yep. Okay, so that's probably what happened, is it hanging down. It's not used to that, and it got overstretched. Happened to me a lot as I learned to be a side sleeper early in my pregnancy. So in which case, we are going to be very, very careful with it today, because stretching it more is not going to help it. What we might try to do is some internal rotation stretching rather than external rotation stretching, because the external is just, it's going to aggravate it more. But regardless, I think we're going to stay away from the hips quite as much today. Alright, so fun announcement type things. I have a new phone on the way. I was hoping to have it for today, but they didn't have it in stock in the store, so it's being sent to me. Good morning, Cat Cleary. How are you doing? So hopefully for next week I will have fancy new camera, but I need to get lol owie. Yeah, you've been doing too much? I'll need to get a couple of things to be able to successfully use the new phone. But hopefully next week we'll have a much clearer picture and it'll be great. Can we do some shoulder chest opening stuff? Yes, dear Lord. I have found that when I hold my little girl, I tend to instinctually round over her. So I definitely need to go in the opposite direction. That, and she's starting to get a little bit heavier, so it's like, So yes, we can do that. So shoulder and chest, I think we're going to do some probably lower back stretching as well. One thing I'm hoping for, cross the fingers, with the upgraded camera on the new phone is to be able to have a taller picture without showing on the edges of my backdrop. So we can actually do standing poses, perhaps maybe, instead of just seated stuff. So yes, lower back, chest, shoulders, yes. Yes, that sounds delightful today. Oh, Cat Cleary, those quiches, they were a hit. All right, so let's get started. We're going to take a moment. Let's start your Fitbits if you have them. Just come to a comfortable seated position, sitting up nice and tall. Hands can rest on the knees. If you like today, you can take the backs of the hands to the knees. No, stop. Why? Just opening the palms out. You can even rest the forearms on the knees if that feels good. Roll the shoulders a couple of times. And then let them melt down the back. Sitting up as tall as you can. Lightly draw the belly in to support the spine. Let the weight sit back into the sit bones. Lengthening through the crown of the head. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Again, deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more like that. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let's take just a gentle twist to start. Take the right hand behind, left hand across. Very gently press with the left hand, looking over the right shoulder. Lengthening up as you twist. Not too hard, don't force yourself into it, just a gentle twist to start. And slowly slide back to center. Left hand behind, right hand across, gentle twist. Oof. Not forcing it, soft movement. And slide back to center. Let's just let the head drop down to the chest. Shoulders are still drawing down and back, spine is long. But we're stretching through the back of the neck. And then take the chin, lift it up towards the ceiling. Stretch the front of the neck. Oftentimes we forget there's a whole other side of the neck to stretch. You can let the head relax back and think about pushing your jaw up towards the ceiling. Back through center, very slow. Chin to chest. Stretch the back. Now when you bring the chin down, make sure your shoulders don't follow it. And slowly back up, chin to the ceiling. Back to center. Just look to the right, to the left. Look to the right. My cat is knocking over pictures. I don't know if you heard that. Look to the left. It's adventure yoga. Come back to center. Take the right ear down to the right shoulder. Keep the eyes forward. You should feel a stretch down the left side of the neck into the shoulder cap. You can very slowly, very gently bring the chin down towards the shoulder. See how that changes the stretch? back to center. And let's take the left ear down to the left shoulder. If when you start to bring the left ear down, you feel your right shoulder start to pop up, try to relax and let the stretch happen with just gravity drawing on the head. You can very gently turn the chin towards the shoulder. And we come back through center and back up. Take the chin down to the chest. Right ear to right shoulder. Chin to chest. Left ear to left shoulder. Chin to chest. To the right. To the left. Come back to center. Bring it back up to center. Whew. Shake it out a little bit. And then we're going to take the left hand and try to sit on it. If you need to change how you're sitting in order to be able to do that, that's fine. If that doesn't work, like if you can't get your hand under your thigh or whatever, you can also take the back of the hand and bring it to the lower back. From here, bring the right ear down to the right shoulder. You're going to feel an even deeper stretch. If you want, you can take your right hand up and just play the piano on your neck. Wherever you feel the most tension, just give yourself a little press there. Up towards the ear, down towards the shoulder. Ooh, everything is so tight. And then slide your fingers back as far as you can and just draw all of that forward. Bring the head back up to center, release the right hand, and take the left hand out from underneath you. Ooh, there we go. Right hand underneath, left ear to left shoulder. Now you might notice one side, you're like, yes, I'm going to bring my ear down to my shoulder and it's not going to go anywhere. That's usually the dominant side, and that side is usually tighter for most people. Oh. Alright, let's take the left hand up and play the piano. I don't know if you guys can see on the video what I'm doing, but I'm just like pressing a little bit with a couple of fingers in each spot all the way up to the ear, down all the way to the shoulder, forward edge, back edge. Just wherever you feel like you need it. Oh, man. All right. Reaching the hand, draw everything forward. Bring the head back up to center. Release the left hand. Release the right hand. Shake it out a little bit. See how you feel. Alright, we're going to do some hand stretches, some wrist stretches also. So just start making circles with the hands. Because stretching through the shoulders will be a very, very temporary fix if you don't stretch all the things that are attached to it. Reverse those circles. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Make fists and circles. Reverse the circles. Alright, reach your arms forward, palms, so like thumbs facing up, and then you're going to just pull the fist in toward each other. Keep your arms straight, nice big stretch, the backs of the hands into the wrists, into the forearms, and then we'll open out, other direction. And pull the fists in toward each other. Relax and shake it out. Take the right hand, turn the palm to face up. Left fingers, you're going to be right at the base of your fingers. So you don't want to be all on your fingers. You don't want to be on your palm, really. You want to be right at the base. And then just try to straighten your right arm forward, pressing out through the palm, through the wrist bone, and turn to the side a little bit so maybe you can see. Another thing I'm hopeful for the new phone is that I won't be quite so washed out all the time. I guess it would probably also help if I got some sunshine. Got a little bit of tan going on. But what can I say? I'm Irish and pale. Bend the elbow, relax, shake out the right. Turn your left hand to face up, right fingers over the left, right at the base. And press the palm forward. Press the arm straight if you can. Yeah, I would get a lighter background, except this is here and paid for. I'm hopeful that once we buy this house, we can build in my permanent studio in half the basement, and I can have consistent lighting and a nice background that I don't have to hang up and take down every day. All right, bend the elbow, relax, shake it off. That's the dream. A little in-home studio would be nice. Maybe I can have some people here too, when it's safe again, if it's ever safe again. That's the dream. All right, let's take the right arm, stretch it all the way up. I'm going to bend the elbow, bring the fingertips down to the back if you can. Now, if you want, you can grab a strap to hold on to in your right hand and let it hang down your back. I'm going to take the left arm, stretch it back towards the space behind you, and then bend the elbow and reach up for your fingertips. Make sure the back of your left hand is against your back and the palm of your right hand is against your back. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Slowly release both. Take the left arm up, bend fingertips to the back, right arm stretches back, bend the elbow and reach up. You might notice one side is tighter than the other. That is normal, especially if you've had any kind of shoulder injuries. Slowly release. All right, shake it out. Roll the shoulders. From here, I want you to change which foot is in front or on top. We've been sitting that way for a little while, so we're going to change it up. I'm going to do another little twist. So left hand comes behind, right hand across. Gentle twist. Looking over the left shoulder. Lengthening up as high as you can. And twisting maybe just a little bit more than what we started with. Slowly slide back to center. Right hand behind, left hand across, lengthen up, and around. Slowly back to center, shake it out. All right, I'm going to take the right arm up again, just like we did before. Bend the elbow, fingertips to the back, but this time, keeping the chin lifted, chest up. Try to bring your left fingers to your right elbow. If you have to tuck your head down really far to get a hold, you can also use a strap here. Just loop it around your elbow and hang on to it. Nice deep breath, and I want you to tilt to the left until you feel a good stretch down the right tricep. And then maybe you draw the elbow back a little bit more. You can look across your right arm out towards the side of the room. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And slowly back up. Release it back down. Shake out your right arm if you need to. Take the left arm up, bend. Right fingers to the elbow, lifting up, chest is lifted, chin is level. We tilt to the right this time. Maybe looking across the left arm, maybe drawing a little bit deeper into it. And slowly come back up. Release it down. Roll the shoulders, shake it out. Alright, now one of the things about shoulders, when you're working to stretch them out, you also want to strengthen them, because it does no good to stretch things and loosen things if you're not going to build strength in that range of motion. So, if you want, you can grab a block or a cushion, or if you don't need either of those things to close the gap, that's perfectly fine, but we're going to take a second and find out. So you're going to press your palms together in a prayer pose and then lift them up until you can push your elbows together. Now, if you can't get your elbows to touch, whether because you have something in the way or because your shoulders just don't go in that far, grab a block, grab a cushion, grab a lightweight book. Something that is thick enough to close the gap, but you can still really push into. And if you're not sure what I mean by that, let me know. I'll grab my block and show you. I'm going to grab a drink while you grab your props. Okay, so palms pressed together. Lift them up until you can push your elbows together. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. So I want you to try and lift your elbows up and draw them down. So below the shoulders, above the shoulders, below the shoulders, above the shoulders. Now, you might be moving teeny tiny little bits, but that's okay. I want you to go as far as you can. Up and down, keep the elbows pushing together, and try not to lean back when you do this. You're sitting up as tall as you can, up and down at your own pace. You can inhale up, exhale down, or vice versa. And go 3, 2, 1. Oh, release it down, shake it out. I just saw that Sean Mark followed me a few minutes ago. Thank you so much. It's hard to keep track of things when I'm doing the yoga and trying to watch the screen. Alright, so I'm going to shake it out. How does that feel on the shoulders? Pretty fun, right? You might feel it into the chest as well. I'm going to do it again. Press the palms together. Lift it up. Push your elbows together. This time, I want you to see if you can press the hands away from you a little bit. And we lift up and down. Up and down. If that's too much, just bring the hands back towards your face. Up and down. Up and down. Elbows are squeezing together. They're not losing connection. I know this is so fun. I know you're saying wonderful things about me right now. Up and down. One more. Up and down. Release. Now open out real wide. Bring the hands behind you. Lift the chest. Lift the eyes. Deep breath in. Exhale, relax. Fabulous. Alright, now we're going to stretch the back in a slightly different way. So I want you to reach the arms out nice and wide. Cross the left arm underneath the right. Cross at the elbows and bend. Try to press the backs of the hands towards each other, or you can bring your bottom hand, that should be your left hand, towards your face, and bring just the fingertips to the palm. Don't grab your thumb, and don't try to match palms, because it's just, that's not a thing. Draw the shoulders away from the ears, pull the elbows down towards the belly. Probably getting a little bit of a stretch here. See how you feel. And then maybe lift the elbows up in line with the shoulders. Now, if pushing the backs of the hands towards each other is not even a thing, you can just reach for opposite elbows. Work towards stacking the elbows. That's your starting point. Okay? If you've got your elbows lifting up, try to push your hands away from your face. This is going to get you a slightly deeper stretch across the shoulders. Keep your eyes forward. I know I'm not, but I keep trying to look at you, and all I see is my phone. And slowly relax it down. Unwind, reach the arms wide. Relax down, roll the shoulders, loosey-goosey. And then we'll do the second side. So we reach the arms out nice and wide. Cross the right arm underneath. Elbows together, backs of the hands reach for each other. If you've got connection here, backs of the hands, take the bottom hand towards you, fingertips to the palm. Do not grab your thumb. Elbows pulled down, away. We want to keep the shoulders down. Still keeping the shoulders down, try to lift the elbows up and maybe push the hands away from you into that deeper stretch. Always back down to where you feel like it's a good stretch, but not a painful stretch. Slowly unwind, bring the elbows down, reach it out wide, open up. And hands to the knees, roll the shoulders, loosey-goosey. All right. So we are going to do a little bit of stretching on the hips, but not a lot, not much. Now let's take the legs, bring them around, coming up to a tabletop position. Palms under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Push the floor away. Everything's strong. Everything's active. Tops of the feet are even pushing down. Let's take a second. Do some cat-cow for the back, okay? So deep inhale. Lift the chin. Lift the sit bones. Draw the chest forward. And then exhale. Round the spine up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale. Finding that little bit of movement, that light movement. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. It just feels really good. Exhale. All right. Let's relax down. You can take the hips side to side, see if that feels good. All right, so Crow Girl, if this really bothers your hip, either of them, then, back out of it a little bit. Keep it light, keep it soft, no damaging yourself. So from here, we're just going to come up onto the knees. Step the right foot forward. Scooch it forward so that when you come forward and down, your knees stay stacked over your heel. You can also scoot the back leg back depending on where you are on your mat. Grab your blocks if you need to close the gap between your hand and the floor. Drawing the weight forward and down, getting just a light stretch. Inhale, let's bring it back, release it just a little bit. And exhale, bring it forward. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, forward. Again, inhale. Exhale. Let's walk the hands back. Lift the right toes up. Inhale, lengthen through the upper body, and then exhale, fold over the legs so we get a good stretch on the hamstring. You might feel it mostly in the back of your knee. You might feel it mostly up at your hip. Depends on where your body's tight. Hips are going back in space, not down towards the floor. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Walk it forward. All right, walk the hands up to the thigh. We're going to come up nice and high. Keep the weight forward and down, but within a reasonable range of motion. Let's take the arms and inhale, reach up. Exhale, open up the chest. Draw the elbows down and back, opening wide. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, draw the elbows down and back. Inhale, up. Exhale. Let's do that one last time. Inhale, reach it up. Woo. Exhale, draw it down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, float the hands down to the floor. Tuck the back toes and lift up the knee if you can. You can hop it in a little bit. Turn both sets of toes towards the long side of the mat and walk the hands into the center. Soft knees. Let the upper body hang down. Try not to lock your knees here. We want to keep them soft, light bend, but we don't want them bent a lot. Letting the head hang down. You can slide the hands out to the feet, to the heels. Deep breath in, hanging over the legs. Deep breath out. You're going to feel this on the hamstrings, on the back. Let your head be heavy. If it feels okay for you, you can gently shake your head no. Gently nod your head yes. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Bring the hands back into the center, lifting up just a little bit. I want you to slide both hips over towards the left, but the legs are staying as straight as you can, not locked. And then slide both hips over to the right and get a little inner thigh stretch going on here. Slide to the left and slide to the right. Come back to center. We're going to walk the hands over to the left foot, pick up the left toes, turn them to the side, come onto the ball of the right foot, and slowly set yourself down on the other side. Untuck the back toes. Hips are coming forward and down. Deep breath here. Grab your blocks, slide them over if you need to. Deep breath out. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, bring it forward. Inhale, back. Exhale, forward. One more time like that. Inhale, back. Exhale, forward. Walk the hands up to the side. Reach the arms up. Let's open up through the chest again. Inhale. Exhale, draw down. Spread the fingers wide. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, open up the chest. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Woo. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, float the hands down. And then inhale, walk the hands back, shift the weight back, left toes lift up, big hamstring stretch, reaching the hips for the space behind you. And slowly bring it forward. You're going to tuck the back toes, lift up, hop the foot in if you need to. Turn both feet towards the long side of your mat and come to the center. This time we're going to inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, relax it down. These are kind of like our halfway lifts when we do standing forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. Now if you want a slightly deeper stretch, let the weight rock forward towards the balls of the feet rather than the heels. Inhale one more time, lengthen, exhale. Now here we're just going to straighten the arms wherever that might be for you. Take the left hand underneath the chest. Try to keep your hips level. Now when you go to do this, I want you to think about pushing into your right foot more. We're going to float the right arm up towards the ceiling, finding a twist. If this is really, really, really difficult, you can grab a block, place it under your hand, lift your chest up a little bit more, or you can soften your knees, put a little bit more of a bend in them. As you twist, notice if your left hip starts dropping down, I'm going to push into the right foot and try to keep them level. You can also place a hand on the back of your hips so you can kind of feel them shifting side to side. And deep breath in. Deep breath out. Float the right hand down. I'm going to place the right hand right underneath the chest. Nice and strong. Push into the left foot so that we've got the hips level. Twist and float the left arm up towards the ceiling. If you notice that your right hip starts to dip so you can twist a little bit farther, I want you to push into the left foot, level them out. You can always place the hand on the back of the hips to check. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more, inhale. Exhale, float the left hand down. Relax the arms, let yourself hang. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. We're going to come back into the hands, straighten the arms, and then just heel toe your feet in so that they are hip width distance apart. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what's going on. You guys don't have to move. From here, bend the knees nice and deep. Let your eyes look forward. And then slowly lift the hips back up. Bend the knees nice and deep. And slowly straighten them out as much as you can. One more time. Bend the knees deep. And straighten. Hanging here in your forward fold. If you feel well balanced, you can pick up the hands, reach for opposite elbows, and just let everything hang over the legs. Let gravity take the upper body. You can soften the knees if you need to. You can also play around with it. Put a little bend, a little straight, a little bend, a little straight, working into the hamstrings. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Letting the lower back relax. Letting the ribs rest on the thighs. Try to create as much length as possible. One more big breath here. Feel the lower back stretch. Soften the hands down to the floor. And just step one foot down to the knee. Step the other foot back, come down to the knee. Sit the hips back. You can take the knees wide if you like. Reaching the arms forward. And relaxing down into a child's pose. That was a lot of stretching on the legs, so let's take 3 deep breaths here. Nice big inhale. Big exhale. Again. Let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale. And slowly walk the hands in towards you. Oh, come on up. Take a second. You can grab a sip of water, sip of coffee, sip of whatever you're drinking. I don't judge. All right. How are we feeling? Let me know real quick if you want more stretch on the back or more on the chest and shoulders. That'll kind of depend on which way we're going to go. Also, Crow Girl, how's your hip doing? You doing okay? Still good? Hello, Kyle M. Parker. Hey, Fairy Mom, how are you doing today? I am doing fantastic, actually. It's been a really nice morning so far. really busy but really good week. So I am in a delightfully wonderful mood. How are you? Thank you for joining us today. Feels good so far, Crow Girl. Awesome. Fantastic. All right. Let's come to a seated position. Bring the bottom of the feet together. Let the knees go wide. Now, if you have super tight hips, your knees are up high, you can always move the feet forward. Give yourself more space. Or you can sit on a block or a blanket or a cushion or something to elevate your hips a little bit. Hands are going to come. Kyle and Parker, I'm glad you had a good week. I'm doing very good. Wonderful. I'm very happy to hear that. All right, hands to the ankles. Let's inhale. Lift up through the chest. Big opening stretch. Let the eyes go up. And then exhale. Reach the spine for the space behind you. Let yourself rock back a little bit. And up. I'm glad my class is over. Kids are good. Family's good. I'm happy. Oh, that's so good. I love it. Reach up. And exhale, round. Stretch the back. The more you can reach the shoulders forward, the more you can stretch the spine towards the space behind you, the better off you are here. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, up. Exhale, big stretch on the back side of the body. Inhale, lengthen straight up. And then lean forward gently. Kylan Parker says, I trust the divine timing of the universe. I have boundless energy and an endless flow of creativity. Ah, I love it. So good. Lengthening through the top of the head. Spine is straight. You're softening into the stretch. Each breath, lengthen a little bit more and fold a little bit more. One more inhale. Exhale, round through the spine. Let yourself hang over the legs, wherever that is for you. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. All right, let's walk the hands in. Come up to sit. I'm going to draw the legs up together and scoot towards the top of your mat. Now this is going to be a more dynamic move, so make sure you've got a little bit of space around you. So this is one I like to do to stretch is not the right word, but it massages the lower back a little bit and kind of helps everything release, and it's just fun. It lightens everything. You know, you can't help but smile. So what we're going to do, I want you to watch this first one so you know what you're about to do. We're going to bring the hands to the backs of the knees, sitting up nice and tall. You're going to rock yourself back and back up to sit, feet back to the floor. If you want a little bit of a challenge, if you want to make this a little bit more exciting, you can rock back and try to come up, but don't touch your feet down. So it's like a rocking boat pose. If you're not about that, just bring your feet to the floor. We're going to rock back and come up a couple, 3, 4, 5 times, okay? So hands to the backs of the knees. Make sure as you rock back, you're pulling your core in. Everything is strong so that you protect the lower back as we're rocking. Now, you can take it a lot slower than I am. You can just do 1 or 2, see how it feels. You don't have to do as much or as fast as I am. So, you sit up nice and tall, take a deep breath in. Exhale, rock back. Come back up. Maybe feet come to the floor. Rock back. Come up, feet to the floor. Rock back. Maybe try to float the feet this time. Boat pose. Rock back. Maybe float, maybe feet to the floor. There we go. Let's do 2 more. Rock back. And up. Woo! One more. Rock back. And up. Soften the feet down to the floor. Feet come together, knees go wide, and you can just relax over the legs. Yes, Kyle and Parker, I am very flexible. I actually have a hypermobile joint disorder, which helps, but building strength around the joints has kept me safe and kept that flexibility from actually injuring me. I actually regularly have people be like, oh, I wish I was as flexible as you. And I go, no, you don't. You really, really don't. It's not great. It's not great. All right, let's come back up. Bring the feet flat to the floor, and we're going to slowly lay all the way down. Relax down into the floor here. You can have the feet wherever is comfortable, hip-width distance apart. Maybe tilt the pelvis forward and back a couple of times. See how that feels on the lower back. Draw both knees up into the chest. Hug them in tight. And then slowly bring the feet back down to the floor. So feet are down, palms are going to press down into the floor next to the hips, shoulders pull away from the ears. I'm going to press into the heels, almost as if you could lift your toes off the floor, and slowly scoop the hips up towards the ceiling into a bridge pose. And float it back down to the floor, nice and slow. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, push up. Hips as high as you can. Inhale, float it down. You're pushing into the heels, activating the back side of the body as much as you can. Lift. Inhale, float back down. Let's do that one more time. Exhale, lift. And inhale, slowly float it down. Take a second and straighten out through the left leg. Draw the right knee up towards the chest, bringing your left hand to the knee. We're going to draw the knee across the body. I want you to roll onto your side. Take the right arm and stretch it up. Now, if your right knee cannot stay on the floor here, grab a block or a cushion or something. Keep connection to the floor, even if you have to modify. Right arm reaches wide. This is going to be a deeper twist than what we did earlier. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere. Can you melt into the floor with each breath? Inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Everything's nice and strong to come back to center. Set the right foot down to bend up the left. Straighten out through the right leg. Drawing the left knee up into the chest, right hand guides it down to the floor or onto a block, whatever it takes. Roll onto your side as much as you need to. Left arm stretches up and then slowly melt yourself down to the floor. Relaxing into it. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Again, deep breath in. Deep breath out. Soften each muscle, soften each joint. Notice if you're holding tension. Try to let it go. With strength, we come back to center. Set the foot down. Draw up the right. You can find a little pelvic tilt here if that feels good. Or rock side to side if that feels good. Take the right leg, cross it over the left, and gently press the right knee away using the strength of the hip. You can press and release, or you can just hold it. Notice if your hip is doing something wonky when you try to press the right knee out away from you. See if you can keep them level, keep them even. Maybe even curl the tailbone up a little. We'll relax that and set it down. Cross the left leg over. Hips are going to try to stay right where they are. Pressing the left knee away, maybe curling the tailbone up, finding that good alignment. Strength of the hip is what's pressing the knee away. Alright, uncross the left leg, take a second, take a breath. You can rock the knees side to side, little windshield wiper. Go as far as feels good. Deep breath in, deep breath out. We're going to straighten out through the legs. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. I want you to flex your feet, push your heels into the floor. Take a deep breath in and see if you can sit up here. Coming up and reaching for the toes. Do I do strength training? Yes, some. I'm still recovering after having a baby back in October, so I'm not back to my full routine yet, but yes, I do a lot of strength work, not necessarily weightlifting, but I do a lot of strength work to protect my joints, to protect that hypermobility. All right, let's sit up nice and tall. Take the left foot, draw it to the inner thigh. Right hand comes behind, left arm's going to reach forward. See if you can get the hands to the outside edge of the leg, maybe even sliding it down towards the ankle, keeping the spine long. Right hand can now be wherever you need it to be to support the twist and the fold. Deep breath in, relax the right leg, deep breath out. Come back up, and then you can walk both hands out towards the foot. Oh, thank you very much, Kyle and Parker. She is the light of my life. I love her more than cheese. Folding over the leg, you can round here, working your nose in the vague direction towards your knee. Deep breaths. Now here, if you notice that your leg is holding a lot of tension, you can just take a second, point the toes, relax the leg. And then maybe reflex and see if that feels any better, or if that feels like a deeper stretch. Maybe you've got a little bit more space. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Walk the hands in, lifting up. Yes, more than cheese. And if you understand how much I love cheese, then you know it's a lot of love. Left hand comes behind. Right hand will come to the knee. Find a twist here. Look over the shoulder, and then we'll take the left arm up and slowly start to tilt in the vague direction of your right toes. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. I love my babies more than cheese too. Yep. Left arm guides you back up. It's a lot of love, right? Come back to center. Left leg will go forward. Right foot to the inner thigh. Left hand behind. Right arm reaches forward. Find your twist. Bring the hand to the outside of the leg. Slowly start to slide towards the ankle if you can, lengthening through the spine and folding as you twist. Take the left hand forward and slowly walk it out over the leg. Nose in the vague direction of your knee, rounding over the leg here. Maybe you point the toes to relax it. Flex the toes to come back into a deeper stretch. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Walk the hands in, come up nice and slow. Right hand behind, left hand across. Looking over the right shoulder to start. And then we take the right arm up and tilt towards the left toes. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more inhale. Right arm will guide you back up to sit. And straighten out the right leg. Let's give him a shake. A little wiggle back and forth. And then we're just going to come to a comfortable seated position. Whatever works for you, whether you've got one leg in front or one leg on top, or maybe you have the feet underneath, it's totally up to you. Today, I'd like to take the hands, place the pinkies together, and then the bottom edges of your palm and your thumbs together, so it makes a bowl. Let the thumbs rest against your heart. And this is a mudra of reception, of openness, of acceptance. As you sit up nice and tall, taking those deep breaths, I want you to imagine your bowl filling with joy, with goodness, with love, with light, everything that is wonderful. Imagine it full to the brim and overflowing. We'll take 3 deep breaths together to close the class. Big inhale. Big exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. One last breath together. Inhale. As you exhale, close your hands together, sealing in that goodness, pressing the fingers, pressing the palms together. Exhale. Thank you so much for joining me today. The light in me honors and acknowledges the light in you. Namaste. All right, how do we feel, guys? Pretty good? Hips are good, shoulders good. I know my back was really, really needing that forward folding stretch, getting it to lengthen out. I need to go hang upside down, honestly. Namaste, Kyle and Parker. All right, oh, there's my cat. Okay, so, as always, this class is my gift to you. It is a free class available to absolutely anyone who wants it or needs it. But should you wish to support me, one of the best things you can do is share. Crow Girl says, much better. Thank you. Good. I'm glad. Add more pillows to keep your hip from doing that again. Kyle and Parker says, that was awesome, Fairy Mom. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Thank you for joining me. So the best way you can support me is by sharing. Share my channel, share videos, share stuff from my YouTube, which is also Fit Strong Fairy Mom. Fashion Theory says, shoulders feel much better. Thanks for a great class as always. You're so welcome, dear. If you would like to support me in a different way, I also have a PayPal link in the About Me and in the event for this class. You can throw a couple dollars in my virtual tip jar. You can become a patron on my Patreon, which is the Mindful Spoon Yoga on Patreon. Or if you want to spoil me a little bit, my Amazon wish list is also linked on there. It's never expected, but always appreciated. And yeah, I love seeing your names come up each week. I love getting to spend this time with you and stretch. And it means that I get something too. It means that I get to be active too. And it's really hard to find the time and the energy throughout the week with my wee one. So this is always good for me too. If you have not yet, be sure and click follow on here. Tell your friends to come follow me. I am so close to getting up to the number of followers needed to be able to be an affiliate. So if if you could share the channel and invite your friends to class and just help me build this community, that would be absolutely fantastic. Other than that, I am planning to have class next week. I think next week is Memorial Weekend, isn't it? I think. I don't know, I'd have to look. But I am planning to do class in the morning. That might change. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing for the holiday weekend yet. But there will either be an event or there will be an announcement on the Mindful Spoon Yoga's Facebook page. So go like that page so that you get those announcements and so you know what's going on. Other than that, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, wonderful rest of your day, and as always, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. Oh, Kyle M. Parker says, you should definitely be an affiliate. You make good content. Thank you so much. You can help me get there. Share with your friends. Get them to come do yoga with you, too. I'm working towards it. I'm going to hopefully be starting to stream a little bit more during the week as my little one, it gets a little bit older. She's a little bit more cooperative to me doing things. So we're hopeful for more future content. I'd love to get to do like a middle of the week more active class. I actually do an interval yoga fusion style that I love. It's great for strength, it's great for cardio, and it's still very gentle on the body because it's low impact, or it has the ability to be low impact. There can be some jumping if you want. So that's something that I'm hoping to add into my streaming schedule when my youngin will let me do more things. Um, all right, guys, that's enough. I've rambled long enough. Have a fantastic day. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will hopefully see you next week. All right, bye.